Greetings, theists and non-theists. I'm the Atheist Paladin. This video has been inspired by Born Without Religion's video on what it will take to prove the existence of God to her. This is about if God existence was proven to me, that I need something more before I follow God. So I have lots of questions that I want answered before I actually make the choice to follow God. It's not enough to know that God exists. I have to have good reasons to actually follow this God. So I need answers to certain things. Now, if God somehow proves himself and actually answers these questions, I won't hold it against you. God, if those who presume to talk for you answer the questions in the comments section, I know they will, but I promise not to hold it against you until you answer personally. So my first question is assuming that you're a God of a particular religion in this world that we know of, I ask you, why does all the religions in the world appear so tribal? What I mean by this is that you can always trace the origin of a religion to a particular place in the world and of certain history and time. But if you go any place else on the planet, that religion doesn't exist. And to me, that doesn't hold a lot of power. Now, if you wanted people to follow you, why didn't you have prophets all over the world? And preaching a God with the same phonetic name, with the same sort of rules, and yet all these cultures, and not having any link to one another. If this happened, I think this would have been a great thing for the argument for your particular religion, but that didn't happen. And I'd like to know, why didn't you do that? That would have been really smart. That would have appealed to the universalness of the religion. My second question is, why do you want worship? Now, most religions, you are a creator and or savior. So I understand the desire for it, but the problem is a lot of them also prescribe certain characteristics to you, that being an all-perfect being, and you don't really need to be worshipped, and it kind of seems petty and vain to me to demand such a thing from other people, and that they give it from their own free will or else. And this seems like a very big travesty, because why would such a magnificent God act like other dictators and despots of the world? Because Caesars and pharaohs and all these human leaders of the past and tyrants have all required this of people, and it seems like a petty trait to require worship. You receive nothing from it, and what benefit is it to us? It's okay, we should be thankful if you actually did those things, but unending worship, it sounds a bit extreme. My third question is, and I'm pretty sure you'll get this a lot, but why evil? Again, you're a perfect being and you create this perfect world, and yet it somehow isn't perfect and you're not at fault. Somehow. And then we're supposed to be redeemed or go on to paradise later on, according to most religions. Which begs the question, why evil in the first place? Why did we need to go through this period if we're only going to end up in paradise anyways. See what I'm saying? A lot will probably have a lot of excuses that it's for our benefit, but wouldn't that somehow justify evil eternally? If it benefits us now, then why not continue it? I mean, certain virtues cannot exist without there being some sort of evil. And as soon as that evil stops existing, so does that virtue. So again, it perpetuates itself. But take Christianity, for instance. Supposed to go into paradise, and yet one of the verses said that we'll forget this world. That we'll forget all the pain and suffering, and a whole new world, whole new personalities, whole new names, and all this world will be forgotten. So what's the point of evil? It seems pointless, really. That we're just suffering for the sake of suffering, and that's pretty much it. And that's if you had a choice in creating this world, that makes you kind of malevolent, doesn't it? So these are the few of my questions. I'll get plenty more, but I don't want to have like a 40 video question series. But you get the gist of my concerns of what it will take to get me to not just believe in God, but to follow God. Because that's kind of more important, isn't it? I mean, one can believe, but doesn't mean that necessarily takes action or character for such things. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this.